SpongeBob. He got that SpongeBob on.
I do. I do. I'm having a little trouble starting the audio podcast, so just hang in there. But I welcome everybody to join us in the video. Welcome into the Lanyap Show. Just give me a minute. I'm going to try to restart. I don't know why I'm having trouble with the audio podcast. Let's see. All right, there we go. Welcome into the Lanyap Show. It is May 7th, 2021. I am John, my co-host Kelly, joining me via Skype, but just audio-wise, because he's still too chicken shit to do it with webcam.
It's just good that you don't. You should just be happy you don't have to see my ugly face.
Oh. Look, not everybody can be as pretty as me, so. With my SpongeBob shirt on.
I know that's right. That shirt's about 15 years old and probably dry rot.
Oh no, it's fresh. It smells good too. My wife washed that with Tide. Oh yeah, it smells good. Oh yeah.
Oh.
All right, welcome.
Probably dry rot.
No,
Bob.
Bob.
Trying to take it off. It's gonna
Buffy.
Trying to take it off. The sleeves are gonna rip off.
No, Buffy. Well, just because my arms are so big, because I'm jacked. But Buffy might have put some holes in it when he was, clawing on it and stuff. But it's all right. It's all right, man. A little bit of cat clawing. It's still good.
Yeah.
Welcome into the Lanyap Show. The Lanyap means a little something extra in Cajun French. This is a South Louisiana podcast. It is absolutely free. We don't ask for any donations, but if you do enjoy the content, like it, share it, no matter what platform you're on, and spread the love. This is recorded live on my personal Facebook page. When some of the new tech will have live videos streaming, we'll eventually migrate to that, but for now, we will share it after it's recorded on BitChute, on Minds, on Rumble. The audio podcast available pretty much any and everywhere you can get an audio podcast, thanks to Podomatic.com. It's on iTunes and Google and Spotify and all of that such. I mean, you can even say, hey, Siri, play the Lanyap Show podcast. You say it like that. If you say Lanyap, she might not understand you. But if you say play the Lanyap Show podcast, she'll start it up from the latest episode. So we are rocking and rolling. We are everywhere. Again, Kelly, what's up, man?
Just trying to take it easy. Enjoying this recliner and the cold air conditioner because it was hot outside. Man.
It's been getting warmer and warmer. We're in May. Go ahead.
I cut grass and wash my vehicle, so yeah, it's getting hot, man.
How's your allergies? Humid. That don't mess with your allergies, cutting grass like that?
No. Oh, no. I cut grass about every 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, I do it once a week.
Oh, okay. The grass barely comes 2-3 inches out. I'm already cutting it.
Yeah.
Easy on the lawnmower, and a lot of times it's whenever you can cut it. I mean, just jump on it.
Yeah, because you could go 2 weeks with the rain and everything else, So if you can cut it, cut it. I like keeping it cut as short as possible. Now, I use battery operated. I'm guessing you're still using gas.
Oh, yeah. Riding lawnmower.
Your yard's bigger than mine. You would need like 10 batteries. But for my yard, it's small. I got a city yard. Battery does it for me. But like I was saying, I think I mentioned this on one of the shows a while back. I've several times this year have worn a coronavirus mask while I cut the grass just to protect my allergies. Like, I'm not outside like a nerd thinking I'm going to get the coronavirus, but it really does help protect my allergies, especially not as much pushing the lawnmower, but especially when I'm weed eating. It kicks up so much stuff, and my allergies are really bad. I'll cut the grass, and then I'll be sick for like 3 days, sneezing and wheezing, man.
Well, a lot of people use those little cheap masks from Walmart to cut grass.
Yeah, like those little
just to filter out the air.
Painter's mask or whatever they put on. Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
It helps a ton.
Almost the same thing. Yeah. So you're not the only one. It's just a lot of us have been rebels for years and don't use it.
Yeah, and I've done it for years and not used it. I still use it on occasions, but it'll make me sick if I don't. My allergies are just bad. I'm super sensitive to that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's so awkward. We so used to not using it. When you see somebody using it, you're like, he must be weak. You know, why he's wearing that? Why he's wearing that? It ain't gonna hurt nothing. But if you suffer with sinuses, you understand why.
Again, everybody, welcome into the Lanyap Show, especially if you're watching live on Facebook. Feel free to comment and steer the direction of the conversation. This week, me and Kelly's just going to kind of BS. We'll talk about whatever we want to talk about, but also some things that happened this week in the news I'm going to bring up a little bit later on in the show, but I'm just here to enjoy the conversation. If you want to ask questions, steer us anywhere, please feel free to comment on the Facebook Live video, and we will go from there. But again, we're talking about cutting grass. But, dude, I seen you started this morning with some gumbo.
Oh,
yeah, gumbo for breakfast.
Well,
I've never had gumbo for breakfast before. That's you balling out there, man.
Oh, man. And it's some teeth meat in there. Oh.
Woo! That smoked sausage. From Teats.
I cooked it yesterday.
Pecan wood smoke. Woo!
I cooked the gumbo yesterday for my mom, and I had chemotherapy yesterday, so it must have messed with my taste buds a little bit. They say you can mess with your taste buds, but I was eating it, and I told her, I said it's not as good as I thought it would be or whatever. And I said, man, it's missing something, salt or whatever. My mama said, man, it's good. It's perfect. It's right on. This morning, I took it out the ice box, heated it up. I said, oh, man, it's way better this morning. This food is so good today.
It's always better when
good breakfast.
Yeah, I always feel like the leftovers after it sits in the refrigerator the next day is always better. I always feel like that. But I mean, then again, it could have been messing with your taste buds too. But when it gets to sit for a long time, see, I like to cook for a long time. I know you like to just cook and get it. Once it's cooked, you like to eat. You don't like to wait. I like to cook for a long time because it helps the flavors marry together for a little bit. So even though it's cooked, it'll just sit on warm for a couple of hours and let them flavors all mend together, you know?
Yeah. Well, if you have the time to do it, but some people, rush cook in a hurry. Now I have all the time. I just don't feel like staying in the kitchen.
I'm showing everybody teatsfoodstore.com. They are not a sponsor, but if you want some tremendous smoked meat, smoked sausage, unlike any in the world, the best actually smoked sausage in the world, I will damn sure say so. Teats Food Store in Ville-Platte, spécialiste en la viande boucanée, right here. teatsfoodstore.com. You can see it in my browser. They got the slide. They got smoked meats, Cajun boudin, cracklings, Cajun specialty meats, barbecue sauces, seasonings, ruin mixes, all kinds of stuff here. They can ship that, I believe, anywhere in the country. They'll ship it in an ice chest if they have to. I'm just gonna leave this up here, man, and let them check it out.
For y'all that's listening, let me tell you, the best thing they make, in my opinion, out of the meat that nobody can touch is their seasoned tasso.
Ooh.
Their tasso was so good. And like hardly no fat on it, nothing, just very lean.
It's that boucan, man. It's that smoke they put on it.
Man. Hey, you haven't been at the new place though, huh?
Oh yeah.
The new Teats.
Oh yeah,
I've
been
that
across the street.
You seen that display they got?
What you mean the display?
They got the new meat display where it's all a bunch of glass doors.
No, when they did that,
vacuum sealed.
They must have did that recently. Because I've been there just like a few months ago.
Well, it was already like that.
Well, I don't understand what you're referencing, but
well, it's where all the smoked meats are vacuum sealed.
Okay. I mean, I go in the the little cooler. I guess I haven't been to that part of the store, or I just walk by it because I just go to the cooler where the packs are vacuum sealed, and I just pick me up one.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're talking about? Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they got all kinds of stuff.
Glass doors. It just looks so nice. All the meat on display. You're like, man. And if you ate their meat, you're like, oh yeah, this is jackpot right here.
You know, they have to have that whole store at a certain temperature to help with the meat, not rot and get the whole store, not just the coolers, but the whole store has to be a certain temperature. When they were building that, they got those codes, you know, they had to figure that out to keep the whole store a certain temperature, or at least certain parts. Maybe not where you check out, but the other parts where the meat department is and stuff. Like when they're cutting the meat in the meat department, that place has to be a certain temperature. It can't just be room temperature. You know, it can't just be normal in the 70s in there. Where they cut the meat, oh no, that's got to be cold in there. So those AC vents and stuff, they're built precisely to preserve all of this meat and to keep it from expiring and getting rotten and bad right there on the counter. Yeah, Luke had to go through all that. You know Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had talked to us, not me personally, but through some of my buddies and stuff, because we got a bunch of friends that are all friends, and he was telling us when he decided to build that store, all the stuff that they went through to be able to put it together. I mean, it was a lot, but it's nice now, man.
Oh yeah, it's really nice. I'd rather go shop there than Walmart. Grocery shopping.
Yeah, they don't have as much, but they got the good stuff.
Well, they got you think, Walmart has the cheapest frozen food stuff, like all the way around. But Pete's has a lot of their own brands in the grocery area that are very good, like knockoff brands that keeps your prices down to where it's no cheaper really to go to Walmart than it is there. And you're getting all your good smoked meat.
Yeah.
That's better than Walmart. It's just Walmart has the GM side of the store that has all the regular general merchandise.
Man, I remember...
You can find pretty much everything under one roof is what I'm saying.
Teats has the type of smoked meat. When you bring that into a house, into a home, when you open the door and you walk in and you just bring that package of meat in there, everybody smells that boucan. Everybody smells the smell. Everybody go, woo! You smell it. It's so dang good. Like, it's strong, but it smells, and it's that good pecan wood smoke. I don't know exactly the different types of wood and what their blend is, but they perfected that a long time ago. I guess it was Grandpa Teat or whatever, but they took care of business. Hi, Kristen. Kristen commenting on the video. She said, Teat's Food Store, the best thing to happen to Ville Platte.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Besides me being birthed.
Oh, yeah. Well, besides, Kelly.
Yeah, besides me being birthed, I'm just joking.
Again, they are not a sponsor of the show, but, well, I mean, they feed us. We spend our money there for sure.
Yeah, I get fat from over there.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Sir.
We got to bring it up, man.
Hey.
Uh-huh.
If there's a way to die, I mean, you can choose. You might as well get fat off of Teats food. I mean, that's an honorable way to go. I mean,
hey,
not like you're getting.
It's delicious. Yeah, you're not miserable. That's for sure. I remember. Look, we and Kristen's there. Her husband came over. I don't think he was still living with us anymore. I think he had moved out. But Chris had came over, and I was having my bachelor party. It was a small one. We didn't do anything crazy, but we cooked a sauce at my house, and then we went go out to like a daiquiri shack for a little while, and then went back home and played video games. Really simple, fun. Well, we was just out to have fun, get drunk and have fun, and cook a sauce and play video games. I mean, that's what I like to do. So, but anyways, Chris was in charge of the food, and he had teats sausage and the teats grillades. Now, this was before the new teats, and there's a little bit difference between the teats grillades now and what they were back then. Back then, there was more, I think, jalapenos in it, and I think now it's a little bit different, and if you have to ask for the jalapenos in it now if you want the same style grillades that they used to have back then. But man, and by the way, anybody who's watching this, because this does go all over the place and you don't know what grillades are, it's marinated pork meat. You take pork meat, cut it up into chunks, you marinate that for a few days. Obviously, salt, pepper, Cajun seasoning, hot sauce, and jalapeno peppers and that sort of deal. Maybe even some Leon Perrins, and you let that sit for a while. But the ones that they used to do before they changed stores, before they changed the recipe, those grillades and that smoked sausage, I mean, you couldn't, when you got it out the pack, you put it in the pot, you did not need to add a single morsel of seasoning. It was already perfect. It was already seasoned perfect and marinated perfect. And my brother-in-law, he, to this day, still remembers that plate of food, and he brags about it all the time. And he says, man, we got to get it again. You need to get that. We need to get together and cook that again. That was so amazing. That was like one of his most memorable meals in his life. And it was like, dude, I ate that on the reg, man. That's what I grew up on. But no, Chris really did knock it out the park that night. I mean, it was great. It was fantastic.
No. I live about 6 miles from Teats and about 6 miles from T-Boys. So if you got some of the best boudin in the world right there, and the best smoked meat, only about 6 miles.
T-Boys cracklings suck, though. Man, their cracklings suck.
Yeah, some of his stuff is not too good. I'm gonna try the Billy's boudin as a whole. More of their product that they make than his stuff.
Well, we always got to talk about food, man.
Yeah, it's 8:30 at night. You shouldn't be thinking about stuff that'll give you heartburn this late.
We're talking about food all the time.
If I eat boudin right now, it would wreck me. I couldn't sleep.
Oh yeah, well no, it's too late for that.
City all night long.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I like boudin in the morning, and then you burp that throughout the day, but it's fine because by the time you go to bed, you're not burping it anymore. But you eat that in the morning. That's breakfast. Boudin's for breakfast, man. That's a breakfast food. Boudin is a breakfast food. Wait, have you ever had the boudin biscuit from Jon Kelly and Rain?
No, sir.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Never heard of it.
This whole show is going to be about food. Oh, my God. I got to look it up for you.
You don't bring me to none of these places.
Well, you got to go. That's on the way to my house. That's on the way to my house. You got to go yourself.
Man, you need to shoot me.
What? You're not my wife? I'm not going to bring you, bro.
Oh, my. Always heard about this new news boudin.
Oh, yeah. New News gets it, ball. New News, it's like they got, I don't know what they do. It's like gravy inside the boudin. It's so delicious and rich and, man. New News boudin is off the chain. And you still ain't never had none, huh?
No, man, no.
We're going to have to do it, we're going to have to do maybe a live ready to go. So welcome in. This is the second half. I don't know what the heck happened in the first half, but some kind of way we got disconnected, and it always happens when we have Kelly on through Skype for some reason. But we are here now. It's the second half, part 2 of the Lanyap Show. I'm sorry it dropped out on Facebook Live. I don't know. I'm going to have to splice 2 videos together for the main deal, but it is what it is. So, all right. Let's get back to it, man. Let's talk about what we wanted to talk about tonight. I'm going to go up and pull up. We're talking about you eating gumbo for breakfast. That's one thing I wanted to cross off my list. But I just seen you eating gumbo for breakfast. I was like, I got to ask that dude about it. All right.
Then I ate it for lunch, too. So
it was better for lunch or breakfast?
It was as good both times.
Okay. All right.
This was good.
Let me know. You came to my house. You watched Mortal Kombat. Did you watch it again after that?
No, just that one time.
Just that one time. All right. What were your impressions? Because I want to talk a little bit about the Mortal Kombat movie, and I kind of want to get in detail a little bit if we can.
Oh, I loved it from start to finish. Yeah, they could have made it a lot longer movie, and explain more stuff, but but I was happy with it, they probably could have made that movie about 4 hours long, probably, if they really wanted to, but who wants to sit and watch a 4-hour movie?
Especially
Nobody has time, really.
For the first time deal. Okay, Chris says he was disappointed. Chris, let me know what you were disappointed with, because I really want to talk about this. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There were a lot of things. You got to understand, I am a Mortal Kombat canon guy. Like, I really get into the mythologies. And there were some things that kind of irked me going in that I already knew before I watched the movie. And then after I watched the movie, I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's still going to work. They're still going to make the regular canon story work. But the first movie is just kind of a lead up. It's kind of a build up. The tournament doesn't even really happen in the first movie. I'm sorry, spoilers. If you haven't watched Mortal Kombat yet, from here on out, it's spoilers, dude. The tournament really doesn't even happen in the first movie, and a lot of people are disappointed because the tournament didn't happen. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. This is the backstory to the tournament. The next movie probably will be the tournament, so don't be disappointed in it. Be happy that you learned some of the backstory to the characters. Now, what was really disappointing was there was absolutely no character build-up behind the bad guys. What's her name? The dragon lady that died, Melina. None of the bad guys, aside from Sub-Zero, none of the bad guys had like any character build up. That was really bad. That was bad, man.
Yeah. You're right about that one.
Now, but if you know the video games, then you understand what's going on, and you got to understand. They could have did more character build up, but again, it would have been, like Kelly said, a 3 or 4 hour movie, man. It would have been forever. They didn't have that big of a budget. This was filmed like a year and a half, 2 years ago. So they had to have a good enough film to get enough hype to make money on the first film to decide whether or not they could do more after that. So they did a build-up story to kind of explain a little bit, but if they would have did all explanations, it would have been boring as shit. So they had to do a little bit of explaining and then some fun action and fighting, and that's kind of where it went. They didn't have the full-on actual tournament, but they had some good fighting, and they left a lot of doors open for more down the road, which is how I feel.
They want to make money on more movies off of it, not show everything all in one movie.
again, Chris said he was disappointed. I'm waiting for his comment to see what he was disappointed with. Maybe we're about to get like 5 paragraphs or something. You know, look, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect at all. But you got to understand, this was the first one out. They're venturing forth. I didn't like that they created a new character, but their argument was, look, like pretty much every time they create a new video game, they create new characters. And they just try to fit them in the canon. And they're not wrong. That's pretty much true. Every time they create a new Mortal Kombat video game, they're on, what, 11 or 12 now? They always create new characters. So, okay, he just commented. Let me see what he said. He said, it was entertaining, but here we go. The main character was a new guy. Yeah, okay. I thought he was going to assume the mantle of Scorpion or something, but then he manifested that armor, and I was like, you know, what the F is this guy? The casting was really weak. Some people, as far as casting goes, really love this casting. Because if you know some of these Japanese actors, I don't know them by name, but the one that plays Sub-Zero and the one that plays Scorpion, they were super excited to have these Japanese actors. I believe they're Japanese. I don't mean that, you know, in a racist way or anything. I honestly believe they're both Japanese, but I could be wrong. They were really excited to have these actors in the film. So the people who actually knew who these actors were thrilled to have these actors in the film. The only problem was Scorpion is like in his 60s right now, which he still was tremendous on screen. For being in his 60s, he was the one that was throwing the, you know, the spear, and like that opening scene, that first 7 minutes, he was incredible for a 60-year-old guy. I mean, he looked awesome. I agree. I'm not a big fan of Cole Young, but he's a descendant, right? So Scorpion is still going to exist, just like he exists in the timeline, but they're adding Cole Young. Scorpion went to the Netherrealm, so he's not necessarily protecting Earth anymore. He's not protecting Earthrealm anymore. Cole Young, who is his descendant, so he has powers. Cole Young is protecting Earthrealm. So he's not going to assume the mantle of Scorpion because Scorpion still exists. I think that's the best way I can explain it. Scorpion, see what happens is when you die, you go to the Netherrealm, and you may or may not come back. But when you do come back, as we've seen in previous Mortal Kombats, according to the canon and the lore, they come back as what's like revenants, essentially zombies. Except that Scorpion mastered, in the movie itself, it says that Scorpion basically mastered hell. He mastered the Netherrealm. So he's able to manifest as not a revenant, but he's still kind of a revenant. I mean, he still has more supernatural abilities than he had when he was just on Earth, in Earthrealm. But he's not a zombie per se. Sub-Zero dies too, right? Sub-Zero is going to be a zombie, and he's going to come back as Noob Sabat. That's how it works. He goes to the Netherrealm. He's going to conquer Netherrealm too. He's going to become Noob Sabat. He's going to leave Netherrealm. Shang Tsung's going to use him in his army as Noob Sabat. Chris says, Sub-Zero and Scorpion could have been written out the script and the movie wouldn't have been affected except for the opening scene. I agree with that too. But then you got to add a whole lot more because they wanted... Who are the two most popular characters in Mortal Kombat? It's Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Even, look, just like he said, right? I agree with you that they could have been written out, but Sub-Zero and Scorpion, for the most part, there's a few little things with the amulet where Quan Chi sends Sub-Zero back. It's a little bit more of a complicated story, but for the most part, Sub-Zero and Scorpion, you could pretty much toss aside in general, and they would be non-effective in the whole Mortal Kombat universe. They're really not that important to the Mortal Kombat universe. The only difference is, I mean, it's just like this movie, but they had to, but that's everybody's favorite characters is Sub-Zero and Scorpion. So they wanted to give you the backstory because it's such an awesome story. But in the full universe of Mortal Kombat, I mean, it's a sneeze in the universe of Mortal Kombat, Scorpion and Sub-Zero's story. So just as if it could have been written out of the movie, that's the same way with the entire universe. Mortal Kombat universe. Sub-Zero and Scorpion's like a sneeze in the Mortal Kombat universe. But it's everybody's favorite characters. So they had to incorporate it. Plus, their powers are just so freaking cool, man. Sub-Zero's powers were amazing. That's kind of how I'd build it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Talk for a little while because my throat's getting dry.
Sure you have something to drink right there. How many movies have you seen? See, I don't know much about Mortal Kombat, but was this the best Mortal Kombat movie have you ever seen?
I would say yes. I would say yes. Let me text my wife real quick.
If it is, then they did a good job.
That's why I think so.
If it's the best that you ever seen, then they must have did pretty good. That's the only point I'm
putting in my drink order. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yo,
so this is okay. The first Mortal
I didn't.
Right, the first Mortal Kombat was cool, but it was really cheesy. And Scorpion and Sub-Zero was like they were really kind of lame, and it didn't make sense as per the canon of the story. The reason why they were fighting each other, it didn't really make much sense in the first movie. And the first movie was kind of stiff and lame, but it was cool, and at least they had the tournament in the first movie, right? Yeah. This movie didn't have the tournament, but it was providing backstory and explaining the tournament and what's going on. So, like, at the end of the movie, again, spoiler alert, they're going and they're making their teams for the tournament, which when I say the first tournament, it's like the last tournament. They've been having tournament centuries before, but this is just where the lore takes off. This is where the theater takes off. But the supplementary movies after that, like the second and third Mortal Kombat movies or whatever they made, there was absolute garbage. I mean, it was totally terrible. Off canon, bad acting, bad. Everything was just terrible. It was bad. It was like watching a Power Rangers 30-minute episode from the early 90s. This time around, they obviously all the graphics were better. I mean, the graphics are way better now. The fight scenes were better. It's just they were trying to set up things. It wasn't going to be as epic because they were trying to set up things and build some of the characters. I'm going to read more from what Chris said. I'm glad. Look, if this is going to turn into a Mortal Kombat show, I'm 100% about it. We can just talk about Mortal Kombat the whole time. I'm happy with this. Chris said, I just felt like they couldn't decide if they wanted to have a central character or an ensemble film, and the way it was put together didn't really work as either, if that makes any sense. This is part of the studio problem. So it was, hey, Kurt, what's up, dude? Thanks for everybody for joining. We're talking a bunch of Mortal Kombat, about the first Mortal Kombat film. If you haven't watched it yet, it's probably going to be spoilers here. I'm not holding back. I've already watched it 3 times. But again, the studio itself, Kristen said she rather the boudin for breakfast conversation. But the studio... Oh, yeah, I know that.
Conversation any day.
Well, the studio decided it wanted a new character. That came down from the studio, not necessarily the writers and the directors. The studio said they wanted an original character. And the people that made the film were like, well, you know what? Every Mortal Kombat video game, they always introduce new characters. So we might as well bring one in. And they used a new character as a means of explaining. So all the other characters understood what was going on, but the new character didn't. So as they explained to the new character the history of the Mortal Kombat tournament and what's going on and the powers and how it works and how you have to achieve the powers and so forth, as the newbie learned, so did the audience. And that's really kind of how they brought him in. That's the way that the studio kind of wanted to do it. Look, again, I'm not a huge fan of this new character. I'm not. But I can understand what they wanted to do with the studio. And as I'm a big Mortal Kombat canon nerd, but just like X-Men, I love the X-Men story, but eventually you gotta just say, look, there is the cinema universe, like the movie universe, and then there's the comic book universe. Well, in this case, it's going to be the movie universe and the video game universe. And I guess I'm just a little more forgiving in what they chose to do. Okay. All right, Kelly, real quick. And Chris, too, let me know in the chat. Who is your favorite Mortal Kombat character from this movie?
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero? And you think he was the most badass? The second question is, who was the most badass?
Nobody can handle them by themselves. They had to all gang up on them.
So he says Sub-Zero. I think. Okay, my favorite character in this particular movie, just alone, all Mortal Kombat, everything else aside, just this movie. I think Kung Lao might have been my favorite. I think
as far as personality and stuff.
Great personality. He was so awesome. Unfortunately, that was like the cheapest death on the whole thing. I cannot believe they just offed him like that.
His soul out.
He's like, okay, I had enough of you. Sucked his soul out.
Yeah, we just don't want you in the movie at this second.
Right. I mean, it's just that was as awesome as they built him up to be. I mean, just that's it. Like, come on, dude. As awesome as Kung Lao is, and Kung Lao fights in the tournaments later, so maybe he comes back from the Netherrealm because they left that open. Shang Tsung in the movie said death is only a portal, so we leave that open. But I agree with you. So my favorite was Kung Lao, but I think the most badass was Sub-Zero.
And then Scorpion. I mean, the two best.
Hanzo, dude. Okay, so we seen Scorpion fight a little bit as Scorpion, but even just as Hanzo, as like the human, sending that is just a gardening tool that he tied to a rope. You know, that was such a great way, because in the first movie, it was like some kind of like weird alien creature that would shoot out of his palm. That was just nuts. But this made so much more sense, and it was his wife that was working with that gardening tool before he went off to fetch the water, so it kind of ties all that in. And yeah, now Mark's joining us for the conversation. Kano was hilarious. They were saying Kano, when they were making the movie, Kano was such a great comic relief that they didn't want to bring in Johnny Cage yet, because Kano stole every scene when he was in it. He was hilarious.
Wow.
I remember you laughing. Dude, you were laughing so much at Kano, and then it got to the point where Kano started to annoy you, and you were like, dude, just shut up. And then all of a sudden the characters were like, oh my God, will this guy ever shut up?
Yeah.
It was like perfect. It was like right on time.
A little laser shooting out his arm. Dude talking full of crap.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Kano, the guy that played Kano stole the scene every time he was on screen. I mean, he was great. And typical Kano, like, because everybody knows, well, Kano's the bad guy. Why is he starting with a good guy? Well, he double-crossed him. I mean, he was a Black Dragons. Yeah. He was an arms dealer, you know?
Yeah.
That's proper.
Pretty good.
I liked... So they didn't want to bring in Johnny Cage because they didn't want to have two goofball comedians at the same time. But they also didn't do the first tournament, so it's okay. So again, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie, they're going to assemble their team for the first tournament. So you still got Sonya, you still got Jax, still got Liu Kang, Kung Lao's gone, but I don't think he's going for good. I honestly think they're going to bring him back from the Netherrealm, and then you got they're going to get Johnny Cage. You still have Scorpion and Sub-Zero. So Sub-Zero died. He goes to the Netherrealm. He comes back as Noob Sabat. And I think Kano may not totally be done either. I think Kano may be coming back. Number one, because he stole the show in the first movie. And again, Shang Tsung said death is only a portal. And Cabal needs to be in some of the later movies too. Cabal was such an awesome character who Liu Kang kind of offed. And Melina later goes on further and further down the line. She gets in cahoots with Kotal Khan, which is a long way down in the lore. So Melina has to come back. Now, Melina is a clone, so there was already like a bunch of clones of Katana with the Tarkington blood from Baraka and all of that stuff. So Melina dying made sense regardless of whether she comes back from the Netherrealm or not. Chris said, I liked what they did with the power manifestation system. Yes. Okay, so this was one of the biggest criticisms I seen on the internet about it was a lot of people didn't understand why the characters got their power. They felt like it just manifested out of nowhere. And I thought it was explained well, but I guess for some reason it went over some people's heads. Maybe they just didn't miss it. But they explained it. Your powers, number one, if you're a chosen one, you have the tattoo. If somebody with a tattoo gets killed, it transfers to the person who killed them. So that person is the more worthy warrior, right? Because they killed the one before who was the worthy warrior. And then the powers, they also, if you killed somebody with the powers, you get powers too. So Kano had the laser power, right? She killed Kano, and the power transferred to her through her power bracers. Same kind of laser-like thing, except it goes through her bracers now. Now, I really like the way they explain that, because it's not even explained in regular Mortal Kombat realm. So it's not explained in the canon at all how that happens. The movie actually decided to explain it. That's something a little bit different, because otherwise we just took it for granted that these people had their superpowers. The other thing is, there's different ways you can make your powers manifest. You could either train to do it, or you go through some kind of stress, whether it was just building up your anger for Kano, whether it was your family was in jeopardy and that's the thing you cared about the most, so it brought it out for Cole Young. There was different ways to manifest it. You had to go through this really traumatic experience, or you just trained like Liu Kang and Kung Lao to eventually make your powers manifest. I really like that too. I agree with Chris. I like the way that worked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Chris says the Kung Lao was pretty close to canon. Okay, so Kung Lao is a descendant of the Great Kung Lao. The Great Kung Lao lost in a tournament centuries before. This Kung Lao, I thought this guy was like the same Kung Lao that shows up in like Mortal Kombat 3 or whatever later on. So I'm really confused what they're doing with Kung Lao. That is a head scratcher for me, because I'm not quite sure. Because the Great Kung Lao, yes, died towards, I think it was Goro. But this Kung Lao, that's supposed to be his ancestor that died to Goro. He should be good and ready to go. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Kung Lao. That's a head scratcher for me. I haven't gotten that solved.
Yeah.
Man, we kind of went. I like this, dude. I was expecting to talk about all kind of other stuff. If this show happens to be about Mortal Kombat, so be it. So the way I titled the Facebook Live videos was about stuff that happened during the week. Would talk about current events, but if we're just talking about food and Mortal Kombat, that's fine. The recorded videos will reflect that. I'll put that in the title. We're talking about food and Mortal Kombat tonight. Oh, Chris Ryder,
yeah, you don't mind that.
is in the chat. He likes my SpongeBob SquarePants shirt, man.
The dry rotted SpongeBob SquarePants.
So, Chris, it's not dry rotted, dude. Old. It is not dry rotted.
That chair's got to be old, bro.
It's old, but it's not that old,
just
bro.
Like some old. It's probably older than all your drawers in your costumes, and they rip whenever you pull them off every once in a while.
I was gonna say, nah, bro. I got some old ones, but yeah, they are ripped too. They got holes in. I got some holy draws, bruh. They holy, like they were blessed by the Pope.
The fact that you still fit in that SpongeBob shirt, you must still have the body of a high school student.
I work out, bruh.
You have a man bod.
Well,
that ninth grade bod.
I'm dropping. I spilt some stuff on my keyboard. I gotta dry it up with my SpongeBob shirt. I had some drippings on my keyboard. This is not good. This is like being ridiculous. I'm pressing buttons here. I'm not supposed to be pressing.
Snacking. He had enough of talking about food. Now he's snacking.
No, I'm just drinking. I've always been drinking.
Oh, damn! Your alcohol abuse. Spilling it on the keyboard.
For the record, it's Captain and Coke Zero with some fresh lime squeezed in, and it's inside the glass there. That's all it is, aka a Cuba Libre. Anyways, so Chris says, I think Canon Kung Lao, the descendant of the great Kung Lao, was killed by Shang Tsung, had his soul sucked, and that was motivation for Liu to win the first tournament. You could be right. You could be right. Kung Lao didn't... Okay, but Kung Lao didn't appear in the video games for the first timeline until, like, what, Mortal Kombat 3? He wasn't in the first tournament because he was dead, I guess, on the second tournament, but he came back. He was there for, like, Mortal Kombat 3. So... It could be right. It could be totally canon. Chris could be right, but so does that mean Kung Lao will later come back from the Netherrealm? I don't know. I don't know that story of how he comes back. But that could be interesting.
Buying him some smoked meat.
Kelly wants to talk about food.
Food.
Oh, man.
Kung Lao is in another portal eating some freaking gumbo from Teeth. Heard about coming back for the damn movie. He put up some gas in his stomach.
Man, the internet connection sucks this evening. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why it's so bad. Kelly, you were sounding like a robot again for a little while. I'm getting the little deals here telling me that just internet connection is lagging.
Everybody's watching porn right now. It's freaking almost 9:15.
No, my kids are watching YouTube videos of people playing with toys.
Oh, boring. Watching other people play with toys. How about y'all go play with some toys?
Chris says, I don't think so. Wasn't it the great Kung Lao that came back in later games as a resurrected champion? It's been a while since I've been down those rabbit holes. I don't know, man. I'm going to have to go look that up. You may be right. I don't think you're right, but I honestly don't know. I don't think that's it. What I mean is I don't think that's exactly the case, but I I'm gonna have to go look it up. Kristen is she's ready to change subject. She agrees with you, Kelly. All right,
Mortal Kombat.
Let's scratch that through. We'll talk about some more Mortal Kombat. We'll have an entire night dedicated to that. There was so much stuff I wanted to talk about, but we'll put that on the back burner. She said she's boudin with mustard. You like mustard with your boudin? Here's the other thing. I don't know if I've ever have it with mustard, but here in Lafayette, I do have LUS, by the way, and they are tremendous. And I've never had any problems with my internet and this show and Skype and any other time unless I have Kelly on with Skype. When I have Kelly on with Skype, I'll always have problems. I don't know what the deal is with that. Otherwise, it's brilliant all the way through. But it acts like my internet connection is the problem, the way my streaming situation and stuff sets up. So I don't understand. It may just be coincidence. But anyways, what I was saying was here in Lafayette, the Lafayette Parish area, they like to do syrup with their boudin. In fact, if you go to Don's Specialty Meats, they will actually sell you little syrup containers to dip your boudin in.
I never seen nobody eat that with syrup.
You've never had boudin with syrup?
No.
Oh, man. Come on, dude. Oh, you're missing out. I do have to take you now. I have to take you around. I have to take you around. No, bro, look. Because I was telling you about non calves and rain, right? I was like, you didn't go get that boudin biscuit?
Yeah.
It's a fresh homemade butter biscuit. Delicious. All on its own right. Then they put some syrup in there. And the syrup gets into the biscuit itself. It soaks into that biscuit. Then they put a fried boudin ball in between and they smash that. Oh, my God. Sweet, savory, salty, buttery. The texture crunchy, but then the soft biscuit and non-calves boudin biscuit. I'm telling y'all, they sell out of them by about 7:30. They sold out. A.M.
Man.
They sold out. They get it over there.
You're gonna make me get up early in the morning tomorrow morning and go to Lafayette.
But I mean, you got to go through Rain, and it's right off the interstate in Rain. You take the Rain exit, it's in a little gas station right off the exit. I think it might have been a Texaco.
I pass there often. It's funny I never see that.
Well, you can't see it from the interstate. You have to exit off. And non-calves. Let me see if I can pull that up here, if the internet is going to work right or not. I recommend it. They got a bunch of great specialty meats as well. But
no kid.
If I could just show you the website or a picture of what they look like. I'm trying to Google this.
Oh, I'm gonna go hunt for that biscuit.
Oh yeah, boudin biscuit. It's the best out of every. Now, actually, that's second best. The best thing in the world is a boudin sandwich from Billy's. Actually, get the smoked boudin in the boudin sandwich from Billy's. Oh yeah, you get that the Evangeline made white bread, and you mash that with the smoked boudin. That's incredible. Then the boudin biscuit is number 2. Kristen said, my grandmother taught me syrup or mustard, and the mustard is so good. I don't know if I've ever had mustard. I've done all kind of stuff with boudin. I mean, I went to Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott, and they do a boudin like pizza, like they do like a almost kind of like a flatbread where they got crumbles of boudin, like pepper jack cheese on like a flatbread pizza type. And a lot of restaurants around Lafayette have been doing that. And that was okay.
I never had that.
I got to try mustard on it. But I know, I think when Danny Boys was Danny Boys, I'm not going to be able to pull up Non Kev's website. It's just not working tonight. It sucks tonight. I'm sorry. But if I'm not mistaken, Danny Boys, like the original Danny's right there at the Y.
Yeah.
Weren't their boudin balls actually made with a mustard coating, like a mustard batter? I think it was. I think it was like coated in mustard and fried. Kristen, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how they were made.
You're not talking about what store you talking about?
The Danny's. Danny's at the Y. Before it became, I don't know who owns it now, and that all got developed right there by the Barbara Spur at the Y there. But back in the day, they used to have some boudin balls, and I think it was a mustard coating. It wasn't like the fried chicken coating on the outside of the boudin balls. It was more dense and like dark brown and like hard. But I think it was a mustard coating.
I'll tell you what, I would try it right now if I had some. I eat the hell out of that mustard and boudin right now.
I'm on keto right now. I got back on keto just a few days, so I'm struggling. But I've been on keto like 2.5 days or something like that, and I lost about 3 pounds. It's working. The other stuff, I just stayed at the same. I don't have enough time to exercise anymore. When I say I worked out earlier in the show, I can't nearly work out as much as I used to. So I just have to diet now. That's all I can do.
You took a shit and lost 3 pounds. That's they call diet these days. You just have a bowel movement.
Are you crazy?
That's a new thing. It's not keto. It's I took a ton.
Well, that's what a lot of those diet pills do, right?
Yeah.
You take them and they claim they just flush you out, man. They just make you do. All right, so we got.
Oh yeah.
Kristen only ate boudin from stores that were within a walking distance. Mel's and the Riedel Superette. So I never had. I don't want to say never because I went go hang out with Tyler a bunch, and I may have had some from there. I remember the hoghead cheese was awesome. I like the hoghead cheese, but I don't remember in particular the boudin from Mel's or the Riedel Superette. Now the boudin at one point in time that was directly across the street from the high school that we would get Tremy to go, our ag teacher to go walk with Shaw, and then he would come back and give us our boudin. That's why it took so long.
And then, yeah, he would take the people's money or whatever and walk off right when we got in class.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would show up with the boudin right when they was ringing. So to go back to the next class.
He had to go call Tom Ardoin.
And the whole hour over. We had no teacher in the class.
Oh,
And
Kelly, you sound like a robot again. It said Vilplat Internet. That's got to be what it is, man.
Oh, man. Tremy been living 2 houses from me for a long time before they moved a little further.
Really? How he's doing?
Oh, he's good. He just bought him a new Chevy truck.
Oh,
Thinks he's still a young cat.
a big one, huh?
Cat. Oh yeah.
You know, I remember in ag, people asked Tremy, "Would you do her? Would you do her? Would you do Miss whatever? Would you do this celebrity?" And Tremy said, "Son, let me tell you something. You can only have it so many times in your life. Every time you turn it down, that's one less time you got to do it."
Oh, get him, Trim.
Oh yeah, he wasn't too proud. All right, let's catch up on some of the comments here. Let's see. Kristen says she kind of remembers the Danny's boudin balls, but she don't remember the specifics. And that they do have the keto boudin Eunice. I had the cauliflower boudin. I think it might have been from T-Boys, if I'm not mistaken. I had some on. I don't remember it. It wasn't as good as regular boudin. And when I had it, I wasn't even on keto. Because I think even still with the cauliflower, I think it's still too many carbs. Even though it's cauliflower. Because I do straight up carbs. I don't do net carbs. And that may be the issue or the reason why. I apologize if anybody's watching and the video is messed up. The connection's dropping in and out. It's technical difficulties tonight. That's all we can do. But we're trying to keep on pushing through. But we're getting a lot of feedback, so I don't think it's that much of a problem. Put on a shirt that's not threadbare, and you'll get those 3 pounds back. Well, look. This is just a SpongeBob shirt that I had a long time ago. Well, when I bought this shirt, I still had hair.
That was a long time ago. Let me tell you something about that boudin, though.
Yeah, tell me.
T-Boys boudin. Some people would say they're the best ever. They're in the top 5 that I've eaten. It's pretty good. One bad thing about T-Boys boudin, it stinks. It's got a very rotten smell to it, especially if you don't eat it right away, or if you let the bag sit in your vehicle for just a few minutes and go do something and come back, it'll smell like a rotten dead animal in your vehicle.
I wonder if it's because it's like greasy.
It's
very
like
rich
over the years.
I know it's very
rich.
rich.
Like that. I mean, it smells like a dead animal underneath your seat. It's that bad.
Puh.
Oh yeah, and you think why we even eat that?
Chris McBride said it. He just
that
commented, T-Boys is good, but their gratons are the worst. Yes, exactly. The cracklings at T-Boys are awful. What are they thinking? Why did they think that's good? Like, did they eat their own product? Okay, T-Boy, I guess he made it, right? Has he sampled his own product? Can he eat that and not taste that it sucks? It sucks, dude. It sucks.
And let me tell you what's even worse. I bought boudin balls over there not that long ago. I started eating on one. I just threw it away. I took 2 bites and threw it away. I said, "Oh no, this ain't not a real boudin ball. This is garbage." And I thought the same thing. They not taste testing their stuff. How can the boudin be that good, but the other stuff be terrible?
I don't know. I've never had it. Chris Ryder says maybe it's because it's a lot of liver in it that makes it stink like that. Now, see, I love liver and boudin. Here's the deal. I will never.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. If you make a liver in a gravy, I'm not going to eat it. If you serve me fried whatever liver, I'm not going to eat it. If you put liver in, if it's boudin, I love liver. Give me a bunch of liver and a little bit of meat. I love liver and boudin. And I love pate. Give me a bunch of, shred that liver up, make a pate out of that. I'll eat that in crackers all night long. I love liver like that. But I won't eat it if you put it to me. Like if it's a liver right there on the plate, I'm not going to eat that. Not like that. You got to mush that up and put it in something else. And then I love the flavor. Flavor's incredible. But I just won't eat. I won't take a fork and cut off pieces and eat the liver. I won't do that.
No. It makes it more moist too, I believe, the boudin. No, I don't eat gizzards and all that either.
Man, I had gizzards one time. It was like a Memorial Day weekend. I was toasted. I went with Tyler, and it was him and all of his drughead communist restaurant degenerates. And we did a Memorial Day party, and they were barbecuing, and they barbecued some gizzards. And that was one of the worst things I've ever eaten in my life. But I was so drunk I ate it.
I heard of that. Oh,
Barbecue gizzard. So it wasn't even fried to where it was like tender. No, it was like barbecue just put on the grill and just like.
oh no!
Oh, it was awful, dude.
Like, whatever's there. Ugh.
Look, a lot.
I eat almost anything, but the brains and hearts and no, gizzards, no.
From what I understand, though, organ meat is super healthy for you. I always thought it was nasty, but the more I read up with health and nutrition and stuff, it turns out organ meat is actually like super healthy for you, as long as it's not like a bad organ. Apparently, they're like superfoods. But I do want to, again, reemphasize, if you like to go out to eat to the city and you like to eat in those restaurants, the line cooks in the back are all a bunch of drughead socialist communists, by the way. All of them. They're all like in their own little socialist commie bubble in those restaurants, and they're all like smoking meth and doing drugs in the back of the kitchen. Ask if you know anybody that works in Lafayette. I'll say Lafayette. If you work in anybody, yeah, they like that. That's what they do. There's all a bunch of drug heads that are working in the back. I don't care whether it's Charlie G's, one of the nicest restaurants in Lafayette, Ruth's Chris, Social, any of those places. It's all a bunch of drug heads that work in the back of that kitchen. I'm telling you. I know for a fact.
They gonna sue you. They gonna sue you. You better stop.
They can't. Well, they're gonna sue me for stating the fact. Let them try. Let them try. Come at me. Come at me, because it's the truth.
They go get some of the millions you got.
Oh yeah. I had okay. I'm not gonna say last names. Okay? But I'm gonna say first names, and you know what? I'm not pulling any punches. Brandon
don't start.
Was a manager for a kitchen, and he went in the back in the kitchen and he found a crack pipe. There were two people in the back of that kitchen. One of them was Jesse. He had to fire both of them because there was a crack pipe. Apparently somebody was smoking crack in the kitchen. Now they want to blame. Now Jesse wants to blame Brandon. He got all on Brandon's case for that. Like it was Brandon's fault. Mm-hmm. It was Brandon's fault that he fired him for smoking crack in the kitchen. Come on, bro.
Oh.
Time to pull up your big kid pants. Get to business. Quit goofing around.
Mm.
Isn't that a Swisher House song? I don't know. And Chris Ryder says that's society's fault.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's real life examples, and I don't mean to call people out, but it is what it is. That's a real life example. And I remember talking to Brandon. He was like, dude, I had to do it. I mean, what else? Like, if Brandon wouldn't have did it, then it would have went back on Brandon, and somebody would have found out, and they would have all been fired, including Brandon. Well, Brandon wasn't smoking crack. He wasn't smoking that. It's not his fault. Man's leading a life. He's running a kitchen. And then other people are goofing off. And they want, well, it's for the best of society. Well, the best of society, you want the government to do all kind of stuff for the best of society and pass all of this stuff and spread everybody else's money around that you don't have and everything else. And the best of society and the best you can do is smoke crack in the kitchen and make one of your best friends of 20 years fire you? Because that's not legit, dude. That's not for the best of society. Come on now. God, though, I shouldn't be out on him, but I tell you what, he's not watching this. He wouldn't watch this. He's not ready for this.
You were talking about the drugs, and I'm thinking about the food. You're talking about cooks.
Kelly, when are you not thinking about food?
I'll be like, I don't care what drugs they on. They can cook me a good big old meal right now. A couple sides, you know. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Put them all away now.
All right. So I'm back on keto, but I wanted some spaghetti and meatballs. The meatballs I made were outstanding. I just took regular meatballs. I mean, I seasoned them the way I wanted to. Cajun seasoning, some garlic salt, a little bit of basil in there, and browned them. And I tossed some oregano later on, and I put the sauce or whatever. But you can't do regular noodles for carbs. There's too much carbs. So I did it's like so I don't know, like sweet potatoes. What do they call it? The squash, like the sweet potato squash deal or whatever. And I made the noodles out of that. And that kind of sucked as a spaghetti thing. On their own, they were good, but as spaghetti, they weren't that great. Trish really liked them. I didn't care for them that much. But my meatballs were on point tonight, dude.
Oh, yeah. Anything's good when you're hungry.
And I was hungry. Oh, man. I was hungry. Yeah. Chris says Brandon did the right and only thing he could have. That's I mean, look, it's you shouldn't have to put your friends through something like that. I mean, that's you. There's a time, I remember I had this conversation with my dad in a podcast or two before this. There's a time where you got to look and say, okay, I've been friends with this person. Why? Okay. Now how does their friendship benefit me? Are we like, is there any beneficial aspects at it all about it? In the last 10 years, how much positive have I had and how much negative have I had? You know, guys like Chris and Chris and Chris, and Kelly, y'all have all been like positive benefits to me. I enjoy y'all presence. I enjoy talking to y'all. And then there's people that are just like, every time I ever interact with them, it's always negative. You know, eventually you got to cut the cord, man.
Yeah.
There was an epic discussion, and I don't know if I should pull it up, and I'm already having internet trouble trying to pull stuff up. There was an epic thing, and both Chris's know what I'm talking about. A discussion on Facebook where people that I graduated with, me and you, we all graduated with, and a few extras like chimed in. A guy we graduated with, his younger brother, chimed in as well, Alex. And honestly, the discussion was about essentially society paying for free college and relieving school loan debt versus you took out a loan, pay your damn loan. Okay? And it was an argument of everybody on the side that wanted the government to pay for everything. None of them have been successful. I'm going to flat out say it. They're all losers in life. They're all losers. All of them. No family, or the family that they had is all like broken up and inconsistent with jobs. Just losers. And most of them are drug heads. And the ones that just say, be responsible, you take out a loan, pay your loan, they're all successful people in life. Oh, wow. Shocker. Shocker. You know what I mean? And we're still having these arguments, and you want me to respect somebody's opinion. Look, we can talk about, if you really want to get into whether the government should be responsible for higher education, just like, you know, there's public schools for K through 12. Should there be public schools for another 4 years? We can talk about that. I think that's a serious discussion we can have. But when you talk to these other people, it's never factual basis. It's always from the heart, right? They think with their heart first, not with their brain. They think with their heart first. They think emotionally first, then their brain tries to sort it out. No, you got to think with your brain first. Once your brain understands the truth, then you can use your heart to feel one way or the other. But you have to think with your brain first. And they don't do that. Like, I was reading through this thread, and you know, the Chris's and Kristen, they all know this. They read through this thread too. The person arguing for all of this free government shit, it was all emotional arguments. They never argued mathematics. They never put any number down. It was always emotion. They always tried to appeal to your emotion. Wouldn't it be sad somebody did this, this, and this underprivileged person couldn't blah, blah, blah. It was always emotion, never factual. Nothing was on the factual basis. I mean, it's such a terrible argument. And I'm going to try to pull it up again. I mean, there's so many things I try to pull up here, and tonight it just ain't working. But it's my Facebook. It's my Facebook cover. And it's a quote from the great Thomas Sowell. And if I can pull this up for a second, I want everybody to see this, because this essentially is the truth. I mean, it's as far as you go, the truth. And it's we're lagging a little bit behind here, but I'm starting to get it. Let's see if I can get this pulled up. Come on, load. Yeah, I don't care if that. Let's transition. There you go. The problem isn't that Johnny can't read. That's not the problem, that Johnny can't read. That's not the problem. Because Billy can't read. Kelly, I know you singing that song again. No, that's not it. The problem isn't that Johnny can't read. The problem isn't even that Johnny can't think. No, Johnny can read and Johnny can think. It's not a problem there. The problem is that Johnny doesn't know what thinking is. He confuses it with feeling. He confuses it with feeling. That's from the great Thomas Sowell. There are people who confuse their feelings with thinking. Feelings are just emotion, people. It's just emotion. That should not guide you. You have to think first, then feel. Because if you feel first, then you may have this strong feeling for something that's totally irrational. But if you think first, then you understand the situation, then you can appropriate your feelings, right? That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Kelly, what's up, man? I need to take a drink. Go ahead. You run your mouth for another 2.5 hours.
Boy, you know I don't have that much to talk about.
Why not, bro? What you did all week? I seen you caught some fish.
Yeah, I'm starting to get pretty good at catching them bass.
All in that, but you catch them anywhere else but that pond, or you got them all in that pond?
In that pond, but
I seen you were vacuum sealing some meat. What meat were you vacuum sealing? Was that like the fish too, or what was it? I didn't see exactly what you're vacuum sealing. Just meat that you bought?
Went to Teats, and I loaded up at Teats.
What you did with all that fish that you caught?
My friend's dad cleaned it. We're gonna soon cook it.
Oh yeah,
fresh fish.
Mm-hmm.
I caught 16 bass.
McBride wants to know if you got any goo.
No, this was in a pond.
It's in a private pond. He got bass. What else they got in there besides bass? You got some catfish?
No, it's perch and brim, and supposedly there's some catfish in it, but I've never seen a catfish come out of it. They said they threw some in there, but never caught one. But it's a pond that's about an acre in size, or bigger than an acre.
Where's that at?
It's a really big pond.
Hey, today was a nice day to go fishing. I wish you would have brought me.
Well, you gotta.
I gotta be off work.
Pond. I don't really tell people too much where it's at, but because it's not like I can really tell you exactly where it's at. I have to show you. And we can't get in without the owners knowing about it. But they try to keep it. Not a lot of people going over there.
I need to get me a license. I need to get a new license and go roll, man. It's about time. Freshen up, and I need to restring my rod and go get at it, ball. Go catch the buzz. I don't know if I'm gonna catch any fish, but I'm gonna catch the buzz.
Oh yeah, you catching it right now.
Always.
You catch it no matter where you at.
That's the truth.
You told me about that pond, but Lafayette. I need to go try over there.
Yeah,
bring
man.
My, beetle spins.
That's where you were staying with the hospital. So a lot of people don't know that. And I was looking at the maps when I'm driving in my GPS and all of that. And there's Lake Farm Road, right? There's Kali Saloon. There's the hospitals off of Ambassador where you were at. And there's like Dickey's Barbecue, which is absolutely terrible. I don't know if I can do it tonight, but I'm going to rant about how awful Dickey's Barbecue is. The foods might be all right, but the staff there is totally incompetent. But I guess that's another story for another night. I don't know. I might want to rant about that later. I might pull that up on my phone. Anyways.
Well, if
it's all connected.
In your title,
on your GPS, it's not going to show that it's connected, but what I'm trying to tell you is all that area, like the Costco shopping center, is all connected with my neighborhood, so I can go back and forth through there with ease without having to mess with Kali Saloon and Ambassador Caffrey. And there's an area there. It's a man-made tiny, tiny pond. It's narrow, but people go fish there all the time. I don't know if anybody catches anything, but they go fish there. I see people with rods all the time out there.
Yeah. I'm just, I can't wait till I get me a boat and that. I'm going to really do some hardcore fishing. Yeah, to go all the big lakes and go fish.
You still going to try to get a pontoon boat? That's what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, that's what I'm into getting. And it's going to be very safe for the kids, and even when I'm on it, and people like you that are scared to ride in a boat, it's not going to be scary. It's going to be like it don't rock like a little tiny boat. You can I could put you cooking food on the grill while I'm fishing.
Oh, I love to cook on the grill.
You tell me how the buzz feels.
I'll fish from the bank. I'll fish from the bank and get drunk. That way I can't fall off the boat. And
oh my God.
And then I'll cook the fish.
Oh yeah.
But you got to go out there on the boat. Like, I'm just telling you, anybody that knows Dickey's Barbecue and you went, I went through there to Texas, it's so awesome. I'm showing it to the camera right now. Look how low. Out of 5 stars, it's like 2.5. Dickey's Barbecue. It's terrible. Have you had Dickey's Barbecue from Lafayette yet?
No.
It's fucking awful, dude. It's terrible.
Oh man, I've seen your thing now, brother.
I wrote a review about it, and let me. I'm gonna read the review to you, everybody. So that apparently tonight we're talking about food and Mortal Kombat. So back to the food. This is what I wrote. This is my review. So this was my 3rd review. I've had 2 reviews before this. Let me pull them up. Just just so I can be factual, okay? I had 2 reviews before this. I think one of them was for Frosto in Crowley, and that was a full 5 stars. The other one before that was Social, and that was 4 out of 5 stars. Social in Lafayette.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Dickey's Barbecue, where I gave 1 out of 5 only because 1 out of 5 stars is the lowest you can give, right?
Yeah.
And, all right. Build up long enough. Let me open this.
They got a 1. They got a 1 only because that's the lowest. It's the lowest rating.
Exactly.
If there was a rating lower than that, it would get even lower than that.
Yeah,
so,
I would have did 0 out of 5.
By default, they get a 1.
This is what I said, man. The staff here is totally incompetent. I can't review the food because it may be all due to staff error. The food is not made to order. It's barbecue, done in batches, and the staff fills the plates as per the order. And they fail at this miserably at a slow pace. I ordered online, and the website estimated that the food would be ready in about 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, I checked the website, which told me that my food was fully processed, filled, and ready to pick up. I arrived and parked at curbside to-go spot and waited. And waited. When it became clear that no one was paying attention to curbside, I called the restaurant. The person that answered seemed shocked that anyone would actually call the restaurant. After about 5 minutes, I was told that my food was not ready yet. Click. They hung up on me. So the website, everything told me that my order came in, it was prepared and ready to pick up. I showed up and it wasn't even started yet. 45 minutes. 45 minutes later, it wasn't even, they didn't even start it yet, okay? Mm-hmm. So when I went inside and stood in line with about 15 other people, all which were upset about the amount of time that they've been waiting. When a waiter delivery guy in line told me that he had been waiting inside the restaurant for 2 hours, I nearly walked out, but I had a $75 order. The person handing out the orders was constantly giving them to the wrong people, and there was always someone or something missing in the bag. The barbecue sauce was not accessible to customers, and if you didn't ask for any, you were not getting any. They did not offer. I also didn't know that they didn't put any in the bag. I thought people were just asking for extra sauces. So I was obviously disappointed when I got home.
Wow.
McBride, this was Dickey's Barbecue in Lafayette, off College Saloon.
Are they still open?
Yeah. The portions were paltry. The brisket was a single slice and like 80% fat. I didn't get the beans that I ordered. The $75 ticket I ordered ended up being what I would value as maybe $20 worth of food. I don't know if that's this restaurant's normal serving size or the staff is just incompetent. It's amazing how they can operate so slowly yet barely even put any food in the box. The expo counter was hideously greasy and just a big dirty mess. I ordered my food around 11:30 and got to eat it at 1:30. I literally live 5 minutes away. But I'm the lucky one. The waiter driver said his poor customers would have been waiting for nearly 4 hours by the time he would deliver their food. I was told by a previous customer that during the day is a terrible mistake and the night crew is much better. I don't know. I had a horrible customer service experience before, but this was different. This was practically No service at all. That's what Dickey's Barbecue, Lafayette, Collie Saloon, Costco Shopping Center, whatever, Lake Farm Road, wherever they claim to be. Awful.
Maybe they're good. Maybe their business was so good they put Lil Daddy's out of business. That's what calls Lil Daddy's Barbecue.
Lil Daddy's was 1,000 times better. The food was 1,000 times better. And it was faster. Okay, dude, look. Barbecue's not made to order. You got to cook that for hours, right? But what they do is they have meat in the pit. They cook so many meat in the pit. You order something, they take it out, they slice it up, they put it in a plate, they give it to you, and they put the meat back in the pit. It's not that hard. It's not made to order. No. You order something, they slice it off, and then they put it back, and they give you the plate with the slices on it, right? That's how it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not like you're going to overcook it.
These fuckers took hours to do it. Hours. They were hours behind, not 1 hour behind. They were over an hour behind. It took me 2 hours from when I placed the order to be able to eat. Bro, all you have to do, you have the meat cooked. All you have to do is slice that, put it in the plate, and give it to people.
Yeah, and then the side orders is easy to cook.
Yeah, it's beans and macaroni and cheese. The side orders are beans and macaroni and cheese. That's the side orders. I mean, you can make a huge batch for one day at one time.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to keep it fresh, you would make 2 batches. Halfway through the day, you dump out the old shit and you make a new batch of macaroni and cheese. And they just absolutely, totally freaking failed. Awful, awful, awful.
Yeah, because the meat, you can put it on the part of the pit where the fire's not touching it. It's just constantly getting smoked all day. So you pull that big piece of meat out, cut a slice off, throw it in the plate. I mean,
that's what they do. How
hard is that?
Dude, I'm telling you, the people that worked there was incompetent. I went there, and the guy was like, order for John, and he gave me the bag, and I grabbed it, and I looked in it, and I was like, I didn't order this. I didn't order this. I didn't order this. I looked through, I was like, this is not mine. I walked back to the table. I said, you said order for John. I'm John. This is not me. And he looked at it, and he looked at the ticket, and he goes, oh, order for Jacob? Like, bruh, you can't read the difference between John and Jacob? Like, you can't read the difference? Like, but I already went through the bag. And so the guy after me, Jacob, he was like, man, you didn't, like, touch my food. You didn't, like, sneeze in it or anything. I was like, no, bro, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. He called my name. He's like, I know he called your name. I heard him call your name. He called the wrong name. I was like, I know, I'm sorry, but I was looking through to make sure it was my food, and it wasn't. It was your food. He's like, as long as you didn't fuck with it, you didn't sneeze on it, I'm good. I was like, okay, good. Oh, get out of here. You know, like, just hurry up and give me my food so I can get the fuck out of here. They were awful, awful. They hire a bunch of incompetent morons in that place.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some good places where we can go, Kelly. Man, I need to bring you. We can do some little short videos or something. Okay, we got to go to Non Kev's. You got to get a boudin biscuit. That's number 1 on the agenda. You coming tomorrow? What time you coming? What time you coming tomorrow?
Me and my kids supposed to go to Lafayette.
All right, what time, bro?
Well, it's not going to be in the morning.
Oh, shit.
Probably be around noon.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be out of boudin biscuits. They're going to be sold out by then. Too late.
Yeah, you got some T-ball games, too.
Yeah, I got T-ball games with my boys in the morning. I know that's what I'm saying, but if you would come at 6 in the morning.
Oh, I better be in bed now. Oh, yeah. Then I would call you, I'm sleeping. You wouldn't even answer your phone. Yeah, you wouldn't even be worried about no biscuit at 6 in the morning.
If you want...
Unless you were going to work.
If you want a boudin biscuit, one of the best things on this planet, I think. It's one of my favorite things. Probably, like, when it comes to food, probably top 20, I would say at the very least, top 20.
Wow.
You're gonna have to go to rain. You're gonna have to go to rain. Between 6 and 7, 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. That's how you're gonna get it because everybody's gonna buy them. McBride's asking me. This is rain. This is Nont Kev's specialty meats right off the interstate in Rain. You go on I-10, you take the Rain exit right there in the old Texaco station. Nont Kev's specialty meats, the boudin biscuit, buttery homemade biscuit with a fried boudin ball in between, and they put some syrup on the biscuit that soaks in the biscuit. Ooh, woo! It's good stuff. McBride, have a great night. He's out. But just
they don't pay us for this.
No. This is the Lanyap Show, absolutely free. If you like the content, like it, share it on whatever platform you're on. But we do this. It's absolutely free. Just because I enjoy hanging out with my friends and talking to my friends. There's no monetization or anything about it. We can talk and say whatever we want, and I'm not held by the balls to say or not say anything.
Maybe
that's the way I like it.
Maybe Nont Kev will give me a date with his sister Lil Deb for broadcasting, putting their word out.
Oh, we'll have to talk to him. I don't know what his little sister looks like. He might have Lil Deb. You just want some fudge rounds, you. That dude's after some fudge rounds. That's what he's talking about.
Yes, sir. Top shelf. Right off the top shelf, the fresh one.
Okay, you're right. Okay, because there's the regular fudge rounds. There's like the iced fudge rounds. And then there's the fudge rounds with both icing and then the chocolate drizzle on top. And then there's the fudge rounds with the icing, the chocolate drizzle on top, and it's stuffed with cream. Have you had them all, and what is your favorite? Let's talk about this. This is a food podcast tonight, apparently. It's just what it's going to be.
I don't know about all of them, but I eat quite a bit of them.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I was saying fudge rounds. I mean honey buns. There's regular honey buns. There's honey buns stuffed with cream. There's honey buns with the glaze on it. Then there's honey buns stuffed with cream with the regular glaze and with the chocolate drizzle on top. That's what I mean, folks. Honey buns. I'm sorry if I crossed that up.
I'd have to say probably the big honey bun with the chocolate on it.
And the cream inside.
Like 1/2.
You had it with the cream inside
too? Just a regular one. No, yeah, I did, but I rather just the chocolate covered.
Chocolate covered honey bun. Just a chocolate covered honey bun.
Well, whenever I get donuts, period. Like at Mikey's, that's all I get is chocolate covered or chocolate filled.
You ever had chocolate donut holes?
No.
Oh, bro, you got to see. That's what you get for living in a small town. You got to come to Lafayette. Meshes. They do the regular donut holes, right? Normal donut holes with the the sugar coating. Then they drizzle chocolate sauce on top of it.
Oh,
and then they give it to you. Chocolate covered donut holes. Woo!
When it comes to sweets, that's my big weakness these days is donuts. I'm a huge donut person, and Mikey's is down the road. They got Ray's Bakery in Eunice.
Mikey's don't hold back, man. I like Mikey's a lot, and Miss Yvette. Miss Yvette still works there. Do you know?
No, boy.
She don't work there no more?
Probably
no, or you don't know. She don't work there anymore, or you don't know. Which one?
No, she hasn't worked there in about 10 years, probably.
Really? My God.
I know.
Well, I moved out.
She was.
I moved away from there.
Dating Danny, the owner, and he's been dead for a long time. Not 10 years, but probably 6 or 8 years.
I didn't know that, man. I didn't know that.
Well,
but I ain't been in your town for that long, man. I didn't know. I miss Miss Yvette, man. Or have they been as good since they left? Miss Yvette and them left.
It tastes all the same.
All the same.
They
So it's
change
just as good.
ownerships.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who owns
They
it
probably
now?
told them the recipe. I don't know all that. But I tear it up though. Donuts is my big weakness, and second, banana pudding. Man.
Ooh, you like the vanilla wafers and that?
Oh, what?
Cold.
You can get that in Teats. Yeah, they make that already in containers at Teats, already cold. Pick that up and tear that up.
Make you burp like that?
Oh,
this is a quality program, folks. I just burped into the microphone. I gotta get that clean.
Yeah, and you'll gain weight just listening to us talk about food.
Oh yeah,
you don't even have to eat it to gain weight. Just listen to us talk about it.
Well, if a lot of people are going to be watching this, and they like to hear some of the political content and stuff that I do, but tonight we just didn't go that realm. We talked about the Mortal Kombat movie, and we talked about food the whole night, and that's fine. But they may be wondering about some of these spots where they can get this food, and we talked about it, teatsfoodstore.com. I tried to talk about T-Boys, but it seems like their website doesn't work anymore. Where you said you got that banana pudding?
Teats makes it. We bought it inside.
Okay, so Teats makes it. So if you seen earlier in the broadcast, then you seen teatsfoodstore.com. I'm still trying to look, folks. I'm just going to show you what's going on here. Oh, we got T-Boy's website now. How about that? I don't know why this isn't no, I don't know why it's doing that. Oops. That's the wrong one. I apologize.
Maybe I sound like a robot because I got morphine in me.
No, you don't sound like a robot anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be working. Why is that not working? Oh my goodness. No, not there. There we go. I apologize, folks, for y'all watching the video. Here we go. We finally got T-Boy's website. After all this time, this is T-Boy's website. Award-winning boudin. Mamu 337-468-3333 is their phone number. Eunice 337-457-3344. Boudin. Cook cracklings. Their cracklings are awful. Don't ever get any cracklings from T-Boys. They're terrible, right?
Yep.
Everybody I know, they're just awful. Award-winning boudin. Yeah, that's true. So, tboysboudin.com. That's their website. This is some of the stuff that they offer. These are the guys. They were on Man Fire Food. I remember that. They actually cooked like a red beans and rice or something. Award-winning boudin, blah, 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 blah. There you go. Let's go back to Teats Food Store again one more time. I guess we're getting close to the end of this broadcast. We just talked about Mortal Kombat and food the whole time, which I'm okay with. Again, Teats' website here, man, the stuff that they offer is just great. We were talking about all kind of different things from them. If you're from anywhere in the world, okay, let's see. So you want to order something, I'm going to help you out. Maybe you're watching this broadcast and you're from some other state, half a country away. somewhere in the United States, but way far away. Shop. Let's say you want some smoked meats. The smoked bone-in pork tasso. Amazing. I mean, really great. $4.99, I guess, for a pound. So let's just click on that. Let's see how we can do it. I'm going to help you, show you how you can do this. If you just want 1 pound, but let's say you want 8 pounds, right? Add to cart. And let's see. I just want to show you. Let's go to checkout here. I don't have any things, but continue checkout. So you would put in your address and your name, and I imagine once you hit continue, you put in your information for how you're paying, and boom, you order that, and they will ship it to you. Great specialty meats. I mean, again, they are not a sponsor of this program, but the stuff that they produce is absolute delicious perfection. From smoked ham hocks, smoked garlic pork sausage, smoked jalapeno garlic sausage, regular andouille, smoked meatballs, smoked chicken, smoked tasso, Teats Food Store, Spécialiste de la Viande Boucane. They do it all, man.
They have chicken sausage too.
Oh yeah,
they make some homemade chicken sausage.
Okay, so now there's a place here in Scott that does what they call chicken balls. Okay, and what it is the meat and everything that they use for their chicken sausage, except they make a ball out of it. They cook it for a little while. And then they take it out, and then they put a boudin ball, like fried chicken coating on it, and then they deep fry it. And so what it is a deep fried ball with chicken coating of chicken sausage on the inside. Just the inside of sausage. There's a lot of people I know that absolutely love it. This is at Korchner's in Scott. I honestly, I think it's just all right. I'm not a huge fan of the texture because I don't like the way it is, but everybody tells me this stuff is amazing. So I'm going to obviously look this up. I'm going to pull this up. Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Korchner's in Scott. That's what we're doing today. Food and boudin. So whatever I titled our Facebook Live, it's going to be a little bit different as this starts to load. Korchner's and Scott, boudin. Oh, I had boudin balls from Korchner's and Scott. I mean, no. I'm sorry. That's stupid. I don't know why I said that. Probably that I'm drinking too much. I had deer boudin from Korchner's and Scott. I had it cold, right? And then, see, they're showing their plate lunches right here. I had it cold, and then, ooh, there's their fried pork chops. Oh, my goodness. Look at that shit. I'm hungry.
Keto.
I had their cold deer boudin, and it was like basically half deer, half pork. They mixed the deer in with the pork, and they made the boudin. It was cold, so you bring it in and like you warm it up in a rice cooker. What I did was I put it on the gas grill and grilled it up. Oh, my God. It was so good. It was like deer and pork boudin. Oh, look, there's their boudin balls. Obviously, with some mozzarella cheese inside. This is Korchner's and Scott. Smothered beef. Look at this. This is like it's in a skillet or something. Beef and just gravy everywhere. I don't even know what they're doing with that. That's such a weird picture, man. It's right there in Scott, Louisiana. and crawfish. There's some little ones that looks like in there. They doing like some shrimp pasta, and I mean, they trust me. They gotta. I like going in there. They need to show photos of what it looks like inside the store. Tremendous lineup of specialty meats and more in there. So many different types of specialty meats. Things, I tell you, cut your cooking time not only in half. Basically, all you have to do is warm it up because it's already cooked for you. And perfection, man. Whether it's seafood gumbo, jambalaya, whatever, man. Korshner's and Scott, they do it right. Again, this is not paid for, man. This is Lanyap Show. This is absolutely free. We don't have any sponsors or anything. I'm just telling you how to eat good. And I'm sure if you can go on that website, you could probably get some ordered. If you live in like freaking Wyoming or New Jersey or wherever in the world you might be and you want some of this stuff, just go to their website, have it delivered to you. But if you do so, please let them know that you heard from the Lanyap Show. You know, tag us, like us, share us, whatever you want to do, man. You know, it's all cool. Again, we're not making any money off this, but it's always cool to let people know that you heard it from here, and they can say, oh, wow, really? So okay, they're talking about our stuff. They like our stuff. I don't ever pitch anything that I don't like. Again, I'm not getting paid for it. So all these things I'm telling you about are really good. I wouldn't tell you about it if they sucked, right? I'm not getting paid to do it. So this is like legitimate endorsements.
So I'm bringing the girls to Lafayette tomorrow, and I'm trying to think of what I'm going to bring them to eat. Not many places you could eat inside, but...
They like ice cream?
Oh, they love ice cream.
Right by my house, off of Collie Saloon Road, is a place called Andy's Frozen Custard. It's new.
Seen that.
You coming in a truck or a car?
My car.
That's
they
fine.
Got the drive-through,
but they got but they got tables outside. Y'all can sit outside on the tables and eat. And it's ice cream with all kind of candy bars and waffle cone, all kind of goodies inside.
Wow.
You can walk up, you can just drive up and then walk inside and order and get your frozen what is it? Frozen yogurt or whatever, and with all the mix-ins, and y'all just eat outside on the tables outside. I've seen people bring in their pickup trucks. They lower the truck bed and they just sit on the back of their pickup trucks and eat. It's a place to be, man. Yeah, Andy's is pretty legit. I like it. I brought my kids there once, and of course I live right down the road, so we just went home and ate it. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. The only thing is it melts fast. But if you're going to eat it on the premises, or me, I was like 2 minutes away where I live. So, it didn't matter much, the melting. If you live further away, you may have to worry about the melting. But Andy's Frozen Custard, or whatever it is, there's so many different mix-ins and candy bars, all the things you mix in your ice cream, so many different flavors of ice cream. You got a huge choice.
Yeah. Either that or like bring them to the American Cookie Company and bring them like get food through like Chick-fil-A or something. I don't know.
Hey,
one of those sounds good.
If you go into Chick-fil-A, you're going to be stuck on Ambassador Caffrey, like in the roadway. It stays packed. Like you literally have to back up like one lane of the roadway to even get there. Chick-fil-A is not recommended.
Yeah, but they got a Chick-fil-A
on the north side.
In the Lafayette.
But it backs up the roads too. But it's better. But it still backs up the roads too. On the north side.
Yeah, the avenue that's called.
Yeah.
Where the other academy is.
Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, my boys have T-ball in the morning. And we're not far away from Andy's where they play T-ball. It all depends on what time you're coming. And I'll have to see when my boys' T-ball games end. But if you're in town at the time and you got the girls, after the T-ball games, I might bring my boys to Andy's and you could meet us up in the parking lot and they could have their frozen yogurt with all the mix-ins and stuff. It's ice cream. They call it frozen yogurt. It's ice cream. It's all the same shit.
Yeah, you just have to let me know what time.
Yeah, I don't
y'all
even
be done with y'all games and stuff.
I don't know what time their games are. I'll have to let you know tomorrow morning.
Sounds good.
All right, man. I think this has been a heck of a show. It's been really weird. I didn't know this is what we were gonna do. So, like, I just want to show everybody. I wrote all kind of different things we could talk about tonight. Okay? Huge list of things we could talk about tonight. I checked off 2. We didn't talk about anything political. We didn't talk about anything controversial, anything hip or newsworthy. We talked about food and the Mortal Kombat movie. That's good enough. Fuck it. That's what this show's about, right? We talked about food and the Mortal Kombat movie. That's good enough.
And everybody can relate to food.
Well, in our area, because we're talking about stuff, there's people in other states that don't even know what the hell we're talking about. When we talk about boudin, they don't even know what that is. Boudin is a sausage. You know the sausage? Except it's mixed with meat and rice inside the sausage casing. And it's delicious and it's amazing. And we will eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks all the time because it's amazing. We'll even take it out of the casing, put it in between 2 pieces of white bread, and eat it as a sandwich because it's amazing. Boudin is incredible. If you know what rice dressing is, a lot of people don't know that, but boudin. And you got to have some liver in there, man. You got to have liver. It's like liver and pork meat and onions and bell peppers and rice. And you just like stew all that together and you put it into a freaking sausage. That's what boudin is. And it's beautiful and it's amazing. And I'm going to shed a tear, man, because I love boudin so much.
I don't know. Half our shows have been about boudin.
I know. Half, probably 3/4 of the show's been about boudin.
And we have no boudin to eat.
And I can't eat it because I'm on the keto diet. It's going to be months until I can have more boudin, man.
I'll probably end up taking a picture of my boudin tomorrow and send it to your phone.
Bruh. I'm not asking for any unsolicited dick pics. Don't send me no dick pics. Your boudin. Keep your boudin in your pants.
No. My smoked boudin from Billy's, bro.
I don't care who's been smoking your boudin. I don't want to see it.
Oh, my gosh. My friends, bro.
I don't care who's been smoking it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see your boudin. Keep that in your pants, bruh.
Couldn't see it with a magnifying glass.
Well, that's your problem.
I know that's right. That's my daddy's fault.
All right. It's the Lanyap Show. Shit, we might as well cut this off.
I'm going to bed.
Again, the Lanyap Show is absolutely free. Lanyap in Cajun French means a little something extra. Absolutely free. I got a full-time job. It's on my personal Facebook page. The videos get saved. It goes to Facebook, Rumble, BitChute. The audio podcast goes everywhere, man. Podomatic.com, iTunes, Google, Spotify, anywhere else you can get it. It is there. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Kelly, man, thank you for joining us. It's been a heck of a night. We talked about food and Mortal Kombat, and that is it. That's been great. It's been fun.
It was nice. Peace out.
Peace, dude. Have a great one. Go get some rest,
Justin.
please.
Oh, yeah. Bye-bye.
All right, so we wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Until next time.